prove my worthiness as an elite athlete, that I am actually the best in the world, more than anything to prove to myself. I came in really late in my career with a goal and a dream, and I was just ambitious, and then suddenly I've gone up on the radar, and then suddenly I'm like the best in Australia, and then got ranked in the world. I became a champion 3 times, 4 times. I got an international status. I was beating chicks that had been on the scene for years. Yeah, and then maybe I could see then the potential of what I was doing.
Bravo, Bianca! Woo!
We're not talking about some backyard meet somewhere. We're talking about the Olympic Games. We're talking about World Championships. We're talking about people who just are full-on dedicated outside the gym and inside the gym.
So I knew I was a good boxer. I was training hardcore. I got an Australian championship, a title. I was ranked number 3 in Australia. I was like, oh, you know, I was one of the toughest chicks in the whole gym. At that same time, they'd made the announcement that boxing was now legal for women in the Olympics. And I thought, why can't I be a boxer? And I was sat in my lounge room on my bedroom floor there for maybe 4 hours, just envisioning the whole thing in my head. And then I went about researching my options. And Anthony had said, oh, well, there's a really good boxing coach, Gary Hamilton. I had a chat to him. You know, why don't you consider training with him? When we first met, he was saying all this really confronting shit to me. And he gets away with it because he's cheeky. So I was like, is this guy for real? Is he really just saying this to me? And I just remember getting the door and slamming that door so hard it nearly flew off the hinges, man. And I was like, you can't. I smashed the door. And that was like my first thing with him.
I don't even have a gender anymore. It's this. Put your hands, get in your stance. Okay, you're ready.
If you tell her she can't do something, she'll walk over hellfire to make sure she does it just to prove you wrong.
I last drank 2 days ago. Wow, honestly.
What is for suckers?
Yeah. So
And have you eaten today?
No, I haven't eaten today, and the last thing I ate was a sliver of banana cake yesterday at about 7:30 at night. It's the last hour. That's always the hardest. You're dealing with hundreds of grams. If you're 100 grams over, you're disqualified. Anything can put you completely over your weight division, and then all of your hard work is finished within a minute just because you put on a singlet. I've weighed in naked before.
56.
Actually, more times than I've not weighed in naked. Jump, push, jump, punch, jump, punch, jump, punch. Touch, heel, punch. We are machines in the code.
Good, Bianca. Keep your hands up in between. Don't follow around, that's it. Move up, cut it. Good body shot, good, again. Combination punching, that's it. Yeah, go, yes. Move your feet as you move your head. That's it, down the body up to the head. Moving up, watch your chest as you're doing it.
At one stage, come on, no, you have to stay. Get down there. That's why it's done. No, who do you fight? Simone. Oh, it is Simone. Really?
I'm gonna
You've got
annihilate.
Simone tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm gonna annihilate her. She's already shitting herself, which is fantastic. Did you hear her?
In relation to coaching, it's sort of like a friendship in a way, but the athlete has to respect you and trust in you. I don't know how she's feeling. I can only coach objectively. She's experiencing it subjectively, so you've got to find a dynamic there where you go, this is what it looks like, what are you feeling like, you know, and to properly understand it. And if you have just a, you will do this and you will do that, you never learn enough about your athlete.
And ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner representing the ACT, please welcome Bianca Elmir.
It was awarded to another boxer.
The red corner,
And it stunned everyone because there was a whole, it was so interesting because I think the whole room just went into a gasp. You could hear it around and nobody could understand how it was awarded to the other boxer.
Everybody in the whole place knew she won, except for the three people around the ring who should have known she won.
What can you do except give the sport away? Make you go and train somewhere else and do
We spend all that time and all that investment into everything, and then to have to cop something like that, it's soul destroying.
I don't know how you don't take it personally.
I thought she cleanly won it. And so did the girl who fought her.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
What did you do? I don't know what, like, I'm gonna have to go out there and have a face. That's your assessment. Yeah.
Olympic sport is full of politics. Now you can't protest. Now you can't have somebody look at the video and decide whether it was right or wrong.
Why does she get robbed of decisions that matter?
And why does she win fights that don't matter really in the long run? I don't know. That's maybe to do with her personality as well. But they don't like that out extrovert personality, and they don't want that representing Boxing Australia. They want someone else.
I don't know what exactly they want from a person other than to be able to box really well.
There are elements in Boxing Australia who've, for some reason, have just really just taken Bianca on.
I've struggled to work with the teams always, do the bare minimum. But maybe I just have to put more of an act on and pretend that I enjoy it more. You know, last time I was in the Aussie team, I was so naughty.
Because she's so headstrong, if she doesn't think something's right for her, she won't do it. There's always dramas around her, and that's just her and her personality, and some people don't like that.
Australian sport's a fairly conservative world, I guess. They don't want people who might act like they've got too much confidence, or be too cocky, or be too sure of themselves, or show off, you know.
Do you know who I am?
Basically sees this girl who's a bit of a show pony, but self-absorbed, ends up in magazines, and I think what's happening is there's a little bit of jealousy kicking in, a little bit of this, and they're all backstabbing her a little bit, and then once you get that through the sport, at the end of the day, she's going to have people thinking negatively of her.
If you don't know her, and you know you want to sort of interpret her in a different way, you can see her as a kind of cocky, arrogant, up herself. But when you meet her, she's warm and kind and generous, and you know she's a big-hearted human being. But from a distance, I guess people can put all sorts of different interpretations on that, and I think that it probably has been a problem. To have someone talk about politics or hold up a little sign that says Free Palestine after they've won, you know, like, who knows what she could do next, you know. She could embarrass Australia, you know. She could, you know, get drunk and, you know, do something, like, interesting. And then where would we be?
And she bashed a boy in the school in Lebanon.
First punch on I'd ever used my hands to inflict pain on someone
Yeah,
was when I was with my
him on the
grandma.
ground and she started.
I punched him at least 10 times in the head before the teacher pulled us apart.
A lot of sports do bring a lot of diversity of people together, but I think boxing is probably the ultimate.
What about the ping pong diplomacy? That just breaks down barriers, it's as simple as that.
It does, I agree, but
It's always done.
I think boxing... Here it is, girls 200 metres, excuse me, first. Girls,
is my favourite.
100 metres first. 100 metres girls. Again, first. Girls open 200 metres, there you go. First. That's my high school picture.
Show me that one. So you came first so many times.
Yes, I held the record for many, many years. Oh, I love this one. This is naughty Bianca playing up, running around. That is her.
You can tell with the face. Look at my hair.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. Look at my hair too. I was known for my hair too. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
My Bianca. Bianca is a very complex person. But I suspect because she grew up in a very complex house. We were living in Lebanon, but Australia was always home to me. This was one of those
You
trips.
weren't happy there?
No, because that was one of the weekends that I brought you down to spend the weekend. And then I would have had to taken you back home.
How old was she when you split up with her dad?
She was about 2. She stayed with me for a period of, I forget how many months, few months, and then it's a long story how they ended up taking her off me so that her grandparents would look after her. And so by the time, I kidnapped her, she was close to 3.5 maybe. And I used to cry every night then for 8 months. So it would sort of repeat. It was really hard. It was very hard. One weekend I would visit, and then the following weekend I would keep her for the weekend. So that was the deal, and that went on for a bit. At some point I went, no, I'm not doing this anymore. She's my daughter, I'm taking her. And I made the plans to take her and come back to Australia.
It's a really harsh word.
Yeah.
It's always been so like bitey when you say, you know, kidnapped. Just cuts through everything. Essentially she took me and did not return me.
Many mothers would do exactly what I would have done, I'm sure. You know, pretty sort of, you know, the lioness. And that's what I did. It was sort of the lioness, you know, it's my child. I gave birth to her. I nearly died having Bianca.
I felt like I needed to be indebted to her my entire existence, and my whole life's purpose was to repay the debt called the mother took the child and she did it all for you, Bianca.
She just like a pussycat, carry him out and run away, carrying you out.
Yeah. Monday, dearest. I actually hated my mum for a lot of years. Like she angered me. But then also I was really difficult and I was like a little shit and, you know, melancholic and just teenage angst stuff. And the person I am today, I mean, imagine me as like a teenage hormonal child. Oh, I'd hate to be around me. I don't look happy there.
Always. Remember we went to Turkey that time?
Yeah, and?
Oh, it's cranky.
A lot of the time I felt neglected here. I felt that she had a lot of community commitments. You know, and for her, I mean, that was her maybe finding herself in the community as well and having a sense of purpose. But for me, at 10, 11, 12 years old, I was here most nights on my own. You know, and I'd get scared as well. You hear like weird sounds. I'd go to bed with a knife under my bed.
That's me.
Well, I found that when I was 15, one of the ones you didn't end up cutting up.
Yeah. That she was angry at all sorts of things. I don't know whether she took it out on me, but not having a father in her life, I don't know. I never really understood, and she wouldn't say anything.
I am the mother. You are to respect me and my authority. And then of course I hate authority. And I hate anyone telling me what to do. So then I hated her.
And she was really good up to a point, and then it was like overnight. It just changed, and I didn't know how to deal with that.
Where is that?
Lebanon.
That's not even dyed.
No, you had natural. That was your natural colour. I think you were about 15,
Yeah,
14.
Oh, no. If I was Lebanon, I would have been there like 14.
Yeah, 14.
So how do you guys feel about Bianca boxing then?
Elephants in the room. Elephants in the room.
Something missing in the live. They're going to express themselves somehow.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own opinion.
Personality,
kind of look for you to find
personality mostly.
Oh, yeah, the fact that I'm
lost.
not married.
you lost. I'm gonna look for you to find you.
Yeah, I'm lost. Like, I've always done things that are not...
Conventional.
Yeah, like things that a lot of my family would maybe say that
You're not
I'm not
classic,
following the
you're
right
not
path.
traditional.
Yeah, I'm definitely not traditional.
But the fact that she's getting the Muslim female fighter name out, I think that's great. And I think that it opens up doors for a lot of other females to follow careers that they'd like to.
Everybody wishes for her to be traditional.
Yeah, that's true. Boxing gives me an excuse not to be normal. You know, because I have to have this lifestyle in order to be a boxer.
What would happen if you were normal?
Oh, fuck. I'd probably turn into a serial killer.
Which isn't normal.
Which is not normal. I don't know what I would do. I would do something bizarre. I would do. I can't. If there's one thing that I am 100% certain about is that there is a God. Having a faith in God is what gave me the stamina to continue on and know that above all of this murky waters and really confusing things happening in my life, that there was a purpose for all of that suffering. I value Islam. I think it's a beautiful religion, and I think that it has some really important values that connect people in such a beautiful way, and I do really believe that.
Bianca's, is a deeply spiritual person, And I mean, her chosen religion is Islam, but she's not a person who's going to say, look, Islam's the best religion and it's everyone who's Islamic's better than everyone who isn't. That is not what it's about.
It's a way of life in how I choose to look at the world. And I think that everyone has a purpose and everything that happens has purpose. It gives me an inner strength to know that there is something bigger and greater beyond us. My values are very much influenced by my faith. Just not them, those people. I like the faith. I like Islam, I don't like Muslims. Yeah.
I'm so shy right now. I don't know like how to take it. I think it's music.
That's the type of person she is that a lot of people don't see about her. They just see the me, Bianca. But the me does actually give.
This is like really controversial, eh?
And what a lot of people don't know about her is the actual, the social side that she puts into women's groups and or disadvantaged groups. She's quite political, she's very smart. She'll give up her time for a cause. She'll go out there and she'll push that and she'll use the success that she gets in boxing and she'll use that to bring attention to that particular cause.
I'm just gonna have to give everything to this fight. Like, everything. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll see you when I come back with victory. Gold medal and best boxer of the whole tournament. It's all really surreal. But I was really, really chuffed because it's a really quite a high prize to get. It was a big competition. To get this, we'll just put my name on record. There were world champs in that comp, highly ranked women in that comp who've had a lot more experience than me, so to get that. Yeah, it's good. I woke up at 2 a.m, just didn't sleep again. Also been having boy troubles, which hasn't been much fun. I don't know what that feels like, not to get hit constantly. Just to be nurtured. I just want someone to pat my face. Not smash it, pat. Just another side of the aggression would be nice. I love being wanted. It's heaps of fun. And I just think before I get myself into some long-term relationship where I can't have this fun anymore, I must quickly flirt with everyone. Can you give me an excuse to give to this guy to leave his girlfriend tonight to see me? He needs suggestions.
He's not creative enough.
You gotta edit that shit out of the thing, but I like just being able to pick and choose. And I don't invest in that guy too much, and as soon as that becomes too heavy, I quickly run over to the other guy. And then once he starts saying stupid shit, like, I love you or something like that, I just quickly go to the back to some other guy. And I just bounce off those and, sorry, I can't commit, I've got a full-time training schedule. And it provides a really good reason to not be in a relationship. No. This is the last chance that I have to be by myself. As I wash my hands, I look in the mirror and I look really deep into my own eyes. And I think back to all those hours I trained. All of those runs, all of those times I got punched in the face. All those times I was hungry because I had to make weight. And I think to myself,
you, I'm going to take this win today.
Coming back quick. Okay. Okay.
He's the ACT head coach.
State coach for the day. Gary, her
Gary's
coach, has
here.
handballed me Bianca for the weekend.
It's a really sexy ring. I don't know, I feel really like pulled to it. It's my battle, it's my home. I own this space. You are only a visitor, if not an imposter in my space. When I was in there now, I was just like, yeah, feel good. So we've got 2 more kilos to go, and this is when it's a real test of grit, you know, like whoever's got the strongest mind will lose the weight and lose it without too much whinging and stuff. And I've got the strongest mind. You need to be very meticulous about how many times you're weighing yourself a day, what you're eating the day before, remaining as calm as you can so you can lose more weight overnight. I mean, like, it's meticulous detail. And, you know, staying in a very positive headspace while all of that is going on is also the hardest thing. You know, when you're eating ice cubes for dinner, you're like, you know, that you can get in a very dark place in your mind. Oh, shit, now I'm kind of over. Did you? Alright. It's not so much can I or can I not cut the weight. I know I can cut the weight, but can I do that and remain clear-minded? It's all the time that is out away from the ring, you know, like they're the most pressing times. You're in despair on your own. I was thinking last night when I woke up, I just had the fight running in my head. I thought that because every time she's going to come in with that. So all then I need to do is just, I was thinking then just feed off that and come back in.
Yeah, you don't want to just counter the whole time. You get under those long straights.
Yeah, and she's got a really high, long body.
Yeah, so if you're slipping ahead, you can come through on the right, bang, bang.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And you
And 'cause she always-
love to come underneath.
Yeah. And because she always just starts with that.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't mix it up too much. It's just, well, she'll do 3 double jabs in a row.
Yeah.
So you know what she's doing. You can power it too. Boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just let your fist do the talking. Bam, bam. Bam, bam.
Standing in front of the mirror and just having that personal time with yourself, and that's what it's like in the ring. You know, there's someone else involved there. You're having to mirror that person and adjust your fighting to them and whatever, but it's how you can cultivate your own inner voice beforehand and in that fight. and how you manage that. You know, you're not relying on the guy next to you to throw the ball to or anything like that. And you can't sub in or out, it's just you. So in that time, you have to have a very healthy relationship with yourself, because you're your own coach, your own support crew, your own team, your own everything. That's just you. So in and amongst all of that pressure and all of the stuff that's going on in those milliseconds, because you can see boxing is so fast, you have to be able to tap into that inner voice and be okay with yourself. So straight away I saw that blood and I just wanted to go in more harder. And I saw it kind of like roll off ankle as well at one stage, and I just thought, all right, capitalise on that. Yep. Capitalise on that and capitalise on your bleeding face. Yeah, I love that, love it. Or when there's a moment of like, where they're just so overwhelmed by you. Like today, there were moments where the girl didn't know what was going on, and I could see that in her face. And you're so close to them, and you can see that fear for a second, or you see that shock in their eyes. And that's a great feeling. I love that.
And the winner, with a unanimous decision, in the red corner.
Boxing Australia called to say I was put on a provisional suspension, and so then I just had to leave immediately.
Cable flew to China, told her her Olympic dream was over, dropped her at the airport and said, see you later.
I was just horrified, like all of the work I'd done, yeah.
The Asada incident, I think, was unfortunate. It was disappointing. She was desperately disappointed. And this was an occasion where her mother was very supportive.
She didn't want me to tell anyone here in Canberra. I didn't even tell my friends.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew until close to when we had to go to the Court of Arbitration of Sport.
We went to the CAS tribunal. It was ruled that she didn't take the drug for performance-enhancing reasons, but she should have known better to take that drug and done her own work, so she's going to cop a ban for it.
There was never going to be any winners out of this. I think the losers were both the sport and the individual athlete.
They hadn't supported her to make sure she fully understood what she was doing, what she was doing. She was just basically off on her own over to Ireland, doing her own thing, competing all over Europe, then coming straight back and then competing again, and she'd done this all by herself. What the court was saying is, well, you knew she was doing all of this. You maybe could have done a little bit more to educate her rather than just tell her to tick this box and sign the document and away you go.
I definitely think we could probably have done a lot more, because what we did was probably the bare minimum, and it's probably a learning experience for us.
After everything we'd been through, she's sitting there crying, drinking water.
So I'm required to be at the same space, which I'm happy to be there, you know, and which is 4:30 to 5:30, Monday to Friday, and then weekends I changed it. 7 days a week I'm available for them to test me, so I'm not running away from them. Outside of those hours, which becomes harassment, when they keep turning up, I was then making little strategies to try and avoid them because they kept on turning up and just sabotaging all of the work that I'd done. And the stress of having to think, look out my bedroom window. You know, or they'd come at, and I'm not kidding you, they come at 11 o'clock at night.
Then all of a sudden she's got 4 kilos to lose. We were in the gym till 12 o'clock with sweatsuits on trying to get some of the water back out that she just drank. The following day we're trying to get that out again. This is a day when she's supposed to be resting. We're still having to work and sweat out. You can't do that and perform at your optimal level.
They started knocking on my door every day, draining me of energy, taking my urine. That went on for hours and hours and hours and hours. Middle preparation of really significant boxing events.
When she's in weight loss mode and she's needing to be fit, every time they test her, it wreaks havoc on her body.
And literally forcing me to drink litres of water.
She was basically kneeling on the mats like this with a bottle of water in her hand, just crying, dripping with tears, drinking this water. If she doesn't weigh in for this first fight, that's it. It's done.
Asada literally were testing Bianca ridiculous amounts of times. No one humanly possible could have endured the physical consequences of the amount of testing that they conducted on her.
Leading up to really major competitions, rather than me focusing on all of this thing that me and Gary have created over the years, which is an ongoing project of learning how to box, the highly technical sport of boxing in which your mind has to be completely absorbed in. And rather than even trying to consult that, I'm thinking, is that Asada outside? Is that Asada?
Testing someone 4 or 5 times in a 10-day period is not random. They've specifically targeted her. Whoever's providing them information is somebody who they believe's opinion is in high regard. And the only people who would have that sort of power would be in Boxing Australia.
Sometimes I feel like I'm about to fall over on one side, either with work or training or my social life. And I feel like I've thrown myself too much into one way or another. I'm getting through a lot by support from my friends, so if I feel like I'm about to burn out, I go, oh my God, I'm gonna burn out, help me. And then I just get the reassurance that I'm doing a good job, it's okay. I don't like feeling like I don't like disappointing people.
She's easily distracted, charmingly distracted, you know, and distractible. So she can be, you know, caught up in lots of different activities and have, you know, that sort of complexity of character that as an athlete is sometimes, you know, detrimental, really, for the achievement of the goal of winning the competition and getting to the top and getting that gold medal, because it's, you know, it can't be taken, you can't do everything. You know, you can either do that or you can live a complex, multi-layered, interesting life.
Yeah.
And I think that it's hard for her because she really clearly wants to do both.
I find myself in Canberra so cramped up and strangled by the lack of passion, and I just find myself supplementing my depression via very quick fixes, going out with my friends, or my trigger when I'm bored. When I'm bored, it's no good at all.
Leading up to the World Championship trial, she's out in Civic with a friend's birthday. She says, I didn't drink. Well, I know you didn't drink, but you're out till 4 in the morning when you should be asleep. What are you actually sacrificing? I mean, she trains the house down. Her training, professional-wise, spot on. But it's everything after training. The lifestyle stuff. She wants it. She's got to be eating properly, sleeping properly, and giving all of that stuff up. And she's as dedicated as anybody I've met inside, but then outside, she's not.
I know him very well, he knows me very well. We're on the same page.
How would you describe your relationship with Bianca?
Turmoil.
Love.
Is that right? I just want your affirmation. Okay, thank you.
The reason why me and Gary have had such a functional relationship is because he hates authority himself.
Does it have a father-daughter dynamic?
Oh, I hope not. Absolutely. She tries to call me daddy, but I'm probably not old enough to be a daddy anyway, so... And I'm certainly prettier than to be a daddy, so...
Daddy, daddy.
I've got my foot on the outside. She's going to go, oh, yes, 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 absolutely. Move it.
Ready?
Yeah.
No, say no. Alright, well, I can't get out of it. I gotta just take responsibility. The good and the bad and the ugly. Hello, how are you? What are you doing? Oh. So, the last kilo wouldn't come off, Gary. I tried my f***ing hardest. I got up at 4:30 this morning and my body just wouldn't respond at all. And I give you my word, I've tried my hardest in the last 2 weeks. So I had to go up to 57. No, I'm not. My body's f***ed. So they'll do the draw later on. And
Her ideal weight, to be honest, is about probably 54 kilos, but I don't think she can get her head round to doing that again. Because it's just a psychological battle in itself, just to make the weight.
I'm about to board my plane. I've had some serious reflection time. So I was down on myself because I couldn't make the weight. I'd just pushed my body so far. You know, Gary got very disappointed with me, which has been heartbreaking. I'm very isolated and I got very afraid of that loneliness again, but I also know that that is what's required to get to complete excellence, and I could be number one in Stockade or number one in Canberra or even number one in Australia, but that's not good enough for me. The decision for me is that I do want to give everything to it. I know I can be number one in the world. 100% know I can do that. I can apply myself completely to it and then I fail. And I'm really scared of that failure.
Well, yesterday I found out like who I was fighting, so it just became a bit real suddenly, and so I like just got a bit nervous for a minute. Oh my God! And then I started playing like mind games, like, okay, I've drawn India, like it started feeding all kinds of stuff in my head. It's so funny. I do well and truly believe that I can win this. And in the past, I feel like maybe it was a bit more of a flighty dream and something that sounded quite good. Maybe deep down, in the depth of my heart and mind, I didn't really believe it somewhere. Whereas now, I feel like I can stand in front of anyone and go toe-to-toe with them. I'm in the ring with someone in front of me. We're both trying to punch each other's heads in. I'm going to try and punch her head in more than she's going to try and punch. Yes, I've earned this spot. Your brain telling you you're not good enough, or I'm not fast enough, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not fit enough, or I'm not skinny enough, blah, 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 all of those stupid shit. And so all of that goes on in your heads, and then you like block all of that out, and then suddenly you're in the ring, and then you're like, oh, this is the fun part. Yes, I don't give a shit what anyone says. I will dance. My first World Championships. I don't want to go back to the hotel ever again. I must run away. I lost my boxing brain, and the boxing brain is the one that allows you to work on milliseconds and strategize and have reflexes and outsmart your opponent. And I didn't outsmart her at all. I just came in like a bull. That takes guts and, you know, to do it all like with a smile on my face and trying to bring people along that journey, you know. If it doesn't go your way, you know, like that feeling is just very sad and lonely. Losing is so lonely.
I'm ashamed of my performance. I did not fight well. Feels good to say though.
I was disappointed not in myself, but just for her. I know what she can do, and I know she could have boxed better.
Yeah.
It's about all the hard work that she had to do, and I know that she could have done better. She never disappoints me. I felt like I was disappointed for her.
It cares, but it doesn't care.
It was just in front and then it wasn't. And yeah, it's all that training, like Gary said, it's all that work that you... But I suppose that's how sport is. And I think Bianca deals with it better than I do. And we've had so many, you know, ups and downs along the way, and being able to deal with them every single time. And then it was like, no, must have it this time around.
Because you've got to be mindful of the self-care, first and foremost as a human being, but then that self-care as your goals that you want to achieve.
Yep.
How are you thinking about balancing those two?
Yep. Now I feel like I'm living my life closer towards my value systems of self-care. I've generally got a stronger sense of self now because I don't feel like I'm fighting against anything in particular now.
I think Bianca is more at peace with herself now. I think she knows who she is. I think she's confident about who she is.
Are you a champion because you lost 20 kilos? Or are you a champion because you won an Australian championship? Or did you win a medal? I mean, what's a champion? A champion might be the fact that you've overcome a certain fear of something, and that boxing helps you to do that. And if I can help someone do that, then great.
Generally, as a person, he's someone you want to be like. And so I see him as a mentor. On so many levels, he's a fantastic human being. Okay, I gotta keep cleaning. Keep going. Cool, this is great. You guys are motivating me to do this. Now I'll strip my sheets. Domestic duties are the freaking worst, man. I'll tell you that now. Copy. This is Oscar the Second. First Oscar died somewhere, so that's his ancestor. His descendant.
I used to, always say to her, whatever you do, don't be afraid that you might fail at something. I don't mind that you fail. All I would want you to do is that you did the very best that you could do.
My mum is probably in the most positive space that I've ever seen her before, and I made a note with that yesterday to her. I said, I've never seen you this happy before. For the first time having a relationship with my mum, it's been really delightful to be in her company.
That can be fertilizer. The building blocks of life is experiences, all sorts of things that happen in your life to be who you are today. You need good and bad and happy and sad and successful and unsuccessful through your life. Everyone has that. So, yeah, it's shaped it definitely. But hopefully we learn from it too, and that's the key.
It's been a really good life skill to navigate through life, trying to deal with people who have different opinions, different belief systems, different ways of expressing that. But definitely in this room, like my Auntie Kim and her family have been unconditionally loving, like always. And not the rest of my family, I would say, but definitely my, definitely my auntie, 100%. Like, and that's since I was like a baby.
you know, and everything else is just details. Like for me, knowing that I have a strong connection with people, which is unconditional, and that love that I always know I have here is like, I can put up with anything. I don't care. Like, I'll do anything for that. So, yeah.
Disappointment doesn't scare me. Like losing something doesn't scare me anymore because I've lost things in the past and I'm not scared of it. And it's almost like the less that you're scared of it, the more you can just embrace it and go, you know, it's a part of life and there's nothing I can do about it.
She sort of didn't let any of it get her down too much. She just kind of rolled with the punches, you know, she's a fighter.
We all know that Eldritch box still because I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And I've never felt so emotionally happy before. It's not really about the result of what you're doing, it's more about how you look at things and how you experience the journey and all. My whole mindset has changed and it's so much better and I'm enjoying every day a lot more than I've ever done before.
It's a well and truly deep belief seed inside of your soul that you can tell yourself that no matter what is happening in your external world, that you are worthy. If you well and truly believe that you are worthy, and like nothing else matters, nothing else matters. And that I find like a beautiful like lesson I've got from boxing.